All right, guys, listen, we are back. Alert. This is a very important message for the YouTube and the trading community, especially for my followers. All right, we have a market, right? We're here, right here on the 1 hour time frame, on the SPY, the ES, the Qs. Listen, we're going to take this. These are the markets that's going to control the majority of the market, all right? So you get a big chunk of these moves here where you can make consistent gains on these up and down movements right now. But listen, before, we already talked about how we had a pendulum swing here in this expanded triangle that we broke out of over the weekend, even more so that we did last week. And now we are retesting the underbelly of that pendulum swing, all right, in our megaphone, right, in this range, okay? And also what we have in front of us is a V bottom reversal, right, that can turn into a slingshot. You gotta be wary though. You gotta be wary of what can happen. Listen, this is the unique trading group where strategy meets mindset and discipline turns into income. And I tell you what, I got a really good one for you guys today, so stick around. This will be one of the best videos you see going into the week, because there's some big moves that are made and I don't want you guys to miss it, all right? So I'm all right. This is live. The time of this recording is 3:37, and we do have a V bottom reversal, all right? Listen, we have these ranges here, okay? We had all of these ranges here and here, all right, that were here obviously before we left the bottom, okay? And we had the downtrend, guys. Pretty plain and simple. We had these lower highs that were created here, okay? And we trapped in some rookies that thought we were going to continue towards the downside, and the market is squeezing right now. Do you see this movement? Look at this, guys, from 777 all the way to 769. We knew this would happen, guys. This is real live right now. If you were part of my group, you know what we talked about this morning, and we did, guys. So congratulations. Give yourself a clap on the back, all right? Listen, look at the fear and greed index, guys. Look at it. It was all the way at extreme fear, all right? And now we have it at fear. Just moments alive, right? As the data is coming in and we're refreshing everything, we see that right now we have fear. And the market is saying that they want to buy. These are contrarian views. Now listen, granted, we got to get past this overhead resistance right here, okay? Now let me show you. You got to get past this overhead resistance here, okay? This is subjectively, right? Price can get to 682. We got to get past 682 in order to see some continuation towards the upside. But don't chase, guys. Don't ever chase, right? This is the way you want to trade it. Now, this is what I teach inside of the trade room, okay? You had this V bottom reversal. We've seen this before, guys. We've been here before when the price dropped during the tariff moment, right? Liberation Day, all right? The rookies chase, but don't chase, right? The best thing to do is to wait for that pullback, right? Let that 21 come in and save you right there. You see? All right, now we're going to make that red line gray to represent like this 21 here you see here, all right? We want to let price come back down this way, okay? And we want to catch the higher low, catch some rookies, all right? We don't want to chase the top. I would rather die before I chase these prices, okay? And so we want to wait for a drop. There's going to be somebody chasing, and we do have a very explosive move, all right? The gaps has been filled here, all right? All that gap here in between here, that was a gap, and now it's been filled. It could be a gap, fill, and go, or a gap fill and reversal. You want to see this hold, and we are on the 1 hour time frame. Even taking a look at the 30-minute, all right, we still have that objective subjective line to get back up here to 682. Guys, listen, we are in a bigger triangle and a bigger megaphone than we had before. And as you can see here, I want to show you closely. We always see these things on the 1 hour time frame, but since we're on the 30, I'll show you. We have a more expanding megaphone, and price likes to go back and forth within these pendulum swings, taking out some of these previous orders. And this seems to be what we have here right now, guys. You understand? Pay attention. This is right in front of you. Back and forth. But we got to watch right here, all right? This area right here. Mwah, bingo. You got to watch out for this area right here, all right? X marks the spot. We got to get past this, guys, in order to see continuation, all right? They're trapping those orders, right? And run these stops up here around 688, which are previous what? Previous breakout levels, all right? We got maybe 1 or 2 good bounces in this time frame, right? Back to February 24th. But it's a previous zone. And if we break out of this area here, this resistance, we can see price go back. Now, let's go to a smaller time frame You see the pendulum swing, guys. You see it, right? So let's go to a smaller time frame to see what we actually can see as far as structure. These are our entry and exit time frames on a smaller time frame, right? So we have the 5-minute time frame. Let's remove these markings. Okay. We also have price touching our daily price movement range. All right. Now, if you're part of my group and you've been here last year, you understand that this is what we do. We show patterns and we have an edge in the market, which gives us our buy signals, our entry signals, our exits, right, to caution when to shave off. And we've tagged this previous daily price movement range, guys. And so we just talked about that on the hour and the 30-minute, how people chase and it comes back. All right. The other time frames are going to mimic this. The 5-minute right now is mimicking what I'm saying is going to happen on a bigger scale. And it just takes time. All right. Remember, we just talked about that. I'm getting hyped, guys. Smash that like button when we come back for that 21. See how that 21's right here and we capture it? Yes, we want to capture that, right? And get those bears to try. All right. Capture that. Right? We want to get them to try here, guys. Okay. Make that higher low. Crown reversal. W shape. We want to get that. We're going to see if we can get that. But we got to see. Remember, we are at extreme lows. And I also want you guys to see the put call ratio while I'm with you. Thank you guys for watching. The put call ratio is falling, guys. There are people buying calls. The contrarian view. We are out of there, guys. We are out of there. Listen, these are the patterns you want to watch for, okay? We can retest some of these lows. We have the VIX here. The VIX has been falling all day. Let's go to a higher time frame. All right, we are taking a little bit of pressure off of the bears now. All right, so we could be seeing, like we see on SPY now, SPY going down because the VIX is the volatility for the SPY. As this goes up, the VIX, SPY goes down. And you can do it timing. What do you want, right? What slice of the pie do you want? What risk to reward? What's the better trade towards the upside or the downside? All right. If you're bouncing off of the 21, you can catch the ride up instead of chasing it when it hit the Bollinger Bands and you get trapped. Which person do you want to be? High probability. See that? I know you guys see that. I know you see it. Listen, man, this is a fun game, but you got to know what you're doing. And I know it's hype, but it's very structured and it's disciplined. All right. So let's go back to SPY. All right. We're going to wrap this thing up. I want you guys to know this is your trading signal. All right. You're going to want to know these things because I'm going to hit you with some education and some more videos to recap this and remember what I said, the area that we had to get above 682. Right now we are closing above the 21. We are on a 30-minute. We are above those previous monthly lows, right? We bounced off of. If you guys want to see, you can clearly see here. Okay, look on the monthly time frame. Okay, we can have more further downside, but we definitely bounce off of these lows here. 559, 663, we bounced, and that's what we did on a monthly time frame. And as you look on the weekly time frame, you also see that we caught the bottom of that Bollinger Band right here, the previous demand zone. Now, this could be a higher low than this previous candle, but this is the week candle, and it's going to take 4 more days out of the week, right, in order for it to close, to see that closing candle, to see where we have bullish or bearish. And right now, it's the 9th. So 3:44 p.m., the time of this recording. I think I'm going to wrap it up right there to give you guys something constructive to look at and to think about. Just understand that we have to get past these previous prices in order to see continuation to the upside, or else it's going to act as resistance, guys. Remember, 681, 682, these are the numbers you're going to want to pay attention to. Don't get fooled. What's the trade setup? Do not get fooled. What is the trade setup? All right, it could have been this person, right, buying the bottom, right, at the previous demand zone. I won't scroll over, but this was the previous demand zone, right, previous monthly lows, these lows. All right, or you could have been the person that waited for the simple line break right here. All right, simple line break. All right, you seen that structure? This was your entry. Stop below there. As we get above the 21, you move up your stop, and that's where we are right now. Resistance holds here. So tomorrow, right, usually what I want to see. Now listen, we have a 1, 2, and 3 leg pullback. Okay, and I'm going to wrap it up. I want you guys to see an actual trading plan. All right, that's what you're here for. Smash the like button. We go down, we go up. ATM sound, rejecting the 21. High probability trade. Okay, why is that? Because we actually have right here a lower high. These are lower highs, guys. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. But we rejected that lower high right here, which invalidated structure, order flow. Boom. Now we know we got them trapped right here, structure. Okay. And then we do what? We enter here, right? We put our stop below that bar or below the last one here, right? We understand that there's flow coming through, right? But we understand resistance. We could have took this trade, the break, or that trade, somebody's going to be trying to take the break of this trade, but there's a resistance right here. If we can knock them out, right, folks are satisfied, buyers and sellers agree, right, there's no imbalance, all right, we can continue towards the upside and let those runners run. But if we don't, you want to know, a lot of times when we get these 2- and 3-legged pullbacks, we retest the bottom, guys. We got so much momentum to the downside that we retest the bottom for a 2-try failure. Okay, let the bears try once and let them try twice. All right, a scenario, we can retest these lows here. All right, remember that. Now, what if we don't get the retest of those lows? All right, this could be a bear flag, correct? Couldn't this be a bear flag, guys? Think about it. Check out this right here, bear flag. All right, and then we fall, and then this move right here, this entire move, as you can see, all right, this entire move right here, from there to there, right? What we could do is mimic that move from here. All right, which gives us a 650, 655 target. So 2 scenarios. Are you guys with me? I hope you are. Smash that like button. We can wake up to new lows, or we can wake up to bears getting in here. And right now, we really don't know the environment on really what to do as far as how do we know whether to swing or to be day trading. And that's what you want to be thinking about, guys. Listen, I'm Coach UV. I will see you guys in the next one. And this is the unique trading group for a reason, because we tailor to unique styles to let you get your own unique way learning what we teach, right? So gain access to that. The links are down below. If you're busy, new, a little skeptical about trading stocks, you're exactly who I help. So I appreciate you guys this time. Hope you find it valuable. Judge me from the accuracy, because we're going to recap this and see what happens with the SPY. All right. Thank you for your time. Again, this is the unique trading group where strategy meets mindset and discipline turns into income. Until the next time, guys, peace.